Welcome to Work the Left Side. I am hyper hyped to announce tonight's guest. I am joined by Alfiee, up with two E's. How are we doing? You good?
With tweets. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? And yes, it's
Um,
tweets.
two E's, thank you. I was going to say, like, I'm sure it was, yeah. Like, second guess, but I was like, three E's is too much. One's not enough. Two's perfect.
Exactly, that's what I thought. You've got to give something a bit extra, but not too much. So we find happy medium grounds everywhere.
It's that balance, isn't it? It's all about the balance. So, but yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for chatting. Also been keeping up with what you've been doing recently. I'm just going to go straight in to the. You went to Italy a few weeks ago.
I
That's awesome.
did.
How do you find that?
Oh, it was great. I had such a good time. Um, it was such a sort of surreal experience because I don't know. I don't think anything really of myself, so getting to go there and getting to have a wrestle and do what I do best, well, be Alfie. And yeah, everyone was so lovely. Like the company that actually had me there, which was Total Combat Wrestling, they were also lovely and welcoming. Um, and yeah, it was a great environment. Plus, it was like a comic and games sort of thing. So I was in my element. I was just like, yeah, see all the Pokemon stuff and that I could buy.
Oh wow. So yeah, basically when you weren't wrestling, you were just walking around, looking at all this, just looking at everything, and just being like, I should have asked for more money, then you could have bought more stuff, and then you just be like, lesson learned
Like,
for
damn
next.
it, I should have brought a bigger bag. And like fitting everything, trying to fit everything into a backpack at the end because I only took a backpack. I was just like cramming everything in. I know.
Sitting on it. What
Yeah,
about sit down, zip it up?
yeah. I bought like an Ampharos, so I'm like, I'm just gonna have to attach it to the bag and just walk through the airport. I already had Dee on my on my saddle, so why not?
There you go. Lesson learned for next time. Then, yeah, take a massive suitcase and just fill it with goodies. Jobs, that's it. You can kind of come back, bosh. But yeah, obviously, say, whenever you get to go abroad, that's huge. Don't undersell it in the sense of, obviously, this company is, they've seen you in another country, thought, yes, this
Mm-hmm.
person would be awesome for what we want, and brought you over. So
Oh,
that's huge. Don't sell yourself short on that. That's amazing. I always think it's a huge deal. If you when wrestlers get to go abroad, it's one thing to get a booking in your town or the town next to yours, but to get a booking in another country, that's huge.
oh God, yeah, definitely. I mean, it was like one of them things. I was like, I'm one of them people. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not happening until it happens, sort of thing. Like, oh, you can book it in or you can say it's going to happen, but not until you're actually doing it that you realize, oh shit, yeah, I'm actually doing this.
Yeah.
It was like I actually flew and wrestled and because I flew from London and obviously I'm from up north and I traveled all the way down. It was an early flight in the morning and I wrestled on no sleep and I'm like, new skill. And my flight was delayed as well because another plane hit a bird. So
Oh, that's not what you want to hear as well, is it? You're like, oh yeah, sorry, a plane's hit a bird, so you're going to be delayed. So I'm bad enough as it is, at an airport. You told me that, I'm like, no, that's it. Final destination. I'm out the door. See you later.
oh God, same. Seven planes lined up on a runway, all because one hit a bird. So we're all delayed. It's just like not ideal, but it was great, and it, everything everything else went smoothly. We've always got stories. That's one thing we can say. We always bring back stories from places. Never a dull moment.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it. I mean, especially like the Italian crowd as well. Especially like you said, it was obviously it's weird timing because probably around about the same time. I think probably the weekend before. It was the 4th and the 5th. I was in
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool at Comic Con. Like TNT was set up, so I can imagine it being a kind of a similar setup at any convention anywhere in the world. You've kind of got all these stores, you've got people walking around, and there's a wrestling ring set up, in the middle of the room or in the corner of a room somewhere, and people just sitting down or walking past and watching what you're doing. Was it a lively audience? Were they getting involved?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? It was quite a lively audience, and because of the character I am, and either as a heel or a face, I'm flamboyant and just overly happy face, and as a heel I'm the tantrum throwing like stroppy child. Yeah. And obviously I've always got Dee Dee as well, so like there's always something to connect to the crowd. Like I was worried, like, because as I was face one day, heel another day, so I was worried that as the heel, when I'm shouting at them and stuff, they wouldn't connect. But yeah, fully connected, and they was really good. Like they picked up on everything, and they did. Like I did get cheered at the end of me being a heel too, but I took that as a good sign. Like they liked me, and they was happy with what I did, and it was just great. I mean, it was something like, so when I started wrestling, I didn't really think anything like, oh, I want to be this or I want to do this. Like I didn't really have anything in mind, but sort of as I'm going in my career and as I'm doing stuff, I'm like ticking things off, like, oh, that would be a thing. Like, so I'm just happy with everything that I get and everything I get to do, and just enjoy myself, because I love that part, and I love connecting with the crowd in a way of like comic relief, tantrums. Like I love that. So it's just it's amazing, and it's still like, I don't know. It's like I don't have much confidence in myself. So the fact that these people brought me out there and I got to do this, like that's amazing. Like,
Yeah,
so yeah.
right, exactly what I said. They obviously saw something in you. Well, many people have seen many, things in you, because, I'll list them off at some point, like various promotions and stuff, that you've been at or you've got coming up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of nice, you're staying humble, but on the flip side, don't sell yourself short either. I mean, you're ticking the boxes, you've been abroad, you've been messed with Italy, like I said, a convention as well, something like that. They would want people that are going to get eyes on the ring. They're going to get people that are going to stop people from walking past to pay attention. And obviously, they kind of saw you, like you sort of said, because of the character you are, whether it be face or heel. You kind of got that thing about you where you can just grab somebody's attention and they'll be like, "What's going on?" Like, and then that's it. Then they're watching.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And like every time I get to do that, and every time that I do get people like in, or that they come up to me after my match and they're like, oh, you was brilliant, I thought you was amazing, or they like, they'll come up to me like, see, I told you she's not really bad or stuff, and like everything like that. Like I told you she's really nice. Like,
No,
believe it or not, I try not to throw tantrums in my day-to-day life. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but
it's going to happen occasionally, innit? You can't help it. When it happens, it happens. But try and solve one a day. But actually, yeah, the whole Italy thing. I mean, see, when we first started talking, I'm going to mention this early doors as well, kind of thing, is the pursuit. The training at Pursuit, the facility, the people there, how you're finding it. Because again, anybody who's watching this, who's watched previous episodes, follows me on socials, knows of my admiration for Pursuit. So you've kind of adopted it now as your new home, your training place. How are you finding it? You enjoying it?
Oh yeah, do you know what? I'm enjoying it so much. Obviously it's based in Sheffield, so and I'm local to the area. I'm from Sheffield, so I spend time sort of around there. I to and fro a bit, obviously, but yeah, going there for the first time was amazing, because like they are really friendly there, and like there's such like both Liam and Nathan. Like Liam is such a good wrestler and worker, and he's such a good teacher as well. Like there's some people I think that are brilliant workers, but they're not as good on the teaching side. But like he is, and everybody down there, like they have plenty of time for everybody, and you just want to help each other. So like you help with little spots, and like it's like I was there last night, and I was like, oh, I want to do this spot, but I'm not sure how to get into it. So like everybody's reeling off ideas for me, and I'm like, that's brilliant. Like you help me when my brain's not working. Like,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's just a really lovely place to be. Like, everybody, and they were all very supportive as well. Like when I got back from Italy and stuff. So yeah, it's just like it's a good atmosphere to be in, and I enjoy it. Like I enjoy it thoroughly.
I've just heard it's a massive, freaky, dysfunctional, lovable family, basically.
Yeah. like everything else in wrestling, isn't it? We're all a bit insane, but that's okay because we're part of all the people.
You've got to be, I mean, I consider myself borderline sort of, I'm there, and I'm a wrestling fan, but I'm not there enough to put myself through that on a, regular basis like you guys. So, yeah, you've got to have that kind of, fuck it, well, throw caution to the wind. Let's just crack on, and yeah, that's what you're doing. Every time you go to training, you just, chasing the dream.
Yeah, that's it. It's all chasing something, and everybody has different stories as well. So it's always good, like, to be there and to listen to other people's stories about what's happened in their shows. And like, we'll have matches up on the TV on the wall, and like sometimes we'll have some of the shows that are live streamed there. So it's good to watch them and everything, and like asking questions about it really, and it is a great way to learn as well. Not just through doing, but just like picking people's brains. I enjoy picking people's brains to see what they think on things. I feel it has a better, I don't know what the word is, but it's better all received when you actually use the idea. Like,
yeah, well, if people are giving you, like you sort of said, you're not just getting one idea, you're getting like several ideas. You could probably pick a bit of this, pick a bit of that. That person's ideas might work sometimes, but they're not always going to work. It's always you're getting like several options and just being able to pick the best one or finding one that fits. But you've got those people around you that are more than happy just to give you those ideas.
that's it. They give you the time of day, which is great. And yeah, they're all happy to help. Like, not one of them isn't happy to help, sort of thing. So I always find it to be very supportive. Like, I go down and use the gym there as well. So I just enjoy being there.
The new
Try and get
facility as
those.
well.
Oh yeah, it's
Much
brilliant
bigger.
as well. It's really big. And they fit everything in. Like, it's laid out like really well. It's such a nice unit. It's such a nice like atmosphere. And like when you see the shows there as well, and they've got the black, and then yeah, I think it looks brilliant. Like, the atmosphere is a lot when it comes to wrestling too. So I think that they have a really good setup, and they have everything there that you could need.
That's it. It's got to be good for you as well. Because, like I said, again, anybody who follows suit, if anybody's seen their Instagram or seen their TikTok, you're talking thousands, something like millions of views on certain, clips. That's eyes on you. If you're seen in any of those clips, that's brand exposure tenfold for you, kind of thing. So there's no downside to it.
Oh yeah, that's it. And it's located not exactly in the heart of Sheffield, on the outskirts, so that's always good as well. So you don't have to get into Sheffield. But they clips, like, they do so well. They really know what they're doing when it comes to like the social media front, and like some people are just good at social media, others aren't. I try and be good, but I'm just not. Like, I'll be good for about a week and then I just won't post. I'm just like, no. But like, they're really good and really hot on it, and I think they're the reason one of the reasons that it's more taking off in the wrestling side of things, because what they're doing is working. Like, they've built in it like such a short amount of time. I'll put my teeth back in. They've built something that like other people, it would take years and years and years to build, sort of thing.
That's
So it's
true.
more power to them.
Like I said, but it's got to be good for you as well. Like I say, it's just exposure for you. More people that have got eyes on that, then they'll sort of by default have got eyes on you. It's a place as well, I can imagine, where you're developing your character, whether you want to sort of develop it as a face or you want to develop it as a heel. There's a hell of a lot of personalities in that place, a lot of characters in that place. That will help you, because I think I'm a big fan of characters in wrestling, and it seems to be coming back tenfold. I've said this loads of times, and it's because of places like Future Shock, places like the Suits, the Temple, things like that are focusing again more now on characters than just generic exhibition matches, kind of thing. So it's like really good for you, like say for yourself, you've got a character, you've got a personality in the ring, you've kind of got like traits about you that make you stand out. And you're just in a good environment to brainstorm with people. I mean, you've got Axel the Clown there, you've got Freaky Felicia, Jack Maxwell's kicking about. Alice Barker, just guys that sort of can just tell you how to work on a character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you said, like character wrestling is it's coming back. It is a really big thing, and I think like you can like put on a brilliant match, but unless you can connect with the characters or connect with your wrestlers in the ring, like if there's no connection there, then it don't work. Like even if the move and everything is crisp, it just doesn't. Like your characters are a big deal in wrestling because it is what the audience like. They like to boo, they like to get behind, and they like to hate, and they like to have something that to grit the teeth into. Well, that's what I find anyway. Because obviously at the start I didn't really
Definitely.
have a character, so
Exactly. I'm guessing you would have. What I think as well is if you've got a character, you can offer, you can turn it on when needs be. You can absolutely smash it. But if the moment doesn't call for it, you don't need to do it. You don't have to do the big spots or the big moments if you're telling a story. If the character's at the front and center of what you're doing, you could do the littlest thing, but still get the biggest reaction because of the character. Because the fans have got so emotionally invested with you either as a good guy or the bad guy. You could just slap somebody in the face and the roof could blow off, and yet somebody else is hitting a Canadian destroyer. I don't know anything about that person. I don't.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%. Like a lot of I do a credit, like especially now. I don't want to say like I don't want to sit here and say success because I'm not that sort of person. But like a lot of what I've been able to accomplish in like the last 2 years or whatever, like accomplished for myself. Like I'm not like bigging it up or anything, but it's all been through character. Like people, I always say this. I always make a joke of the fact that DD is over more than what I am, but it's true. Like they come and they remember the bear, which in turn they remember everything else. And my character sort of developed from having DD. And it is the thing that people hook on so much, and that's why now it's like I focus on character. I love doing comedy. As a heel, I will make myself look stupid because I love that reaction that the fans do, like every single time. You've got them then. Like I think it is a massive thing. I can definitely say from experience.
Huge. And like I say, Al Snow was, head was over more than Al Snow back in the day, but the dude did very well for himself. So don't think it's a bad thing.
It's about the mangled Care Bear. Everybody's just putting bets on when the head's gonna come off. I'm like, no, never.
Oh, can you imagine the travesty? I can't you'd have to stop the match. If anything like that just happened, you literally just have to be like, just stop the match. A minute's silence or something. Or do his CPR in the ring. You're just trying to do something. You're like, no.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Oh, I'd be distraught, yeah. Be crying in the ring, like having to be carried out, like trying to sew his head back on.
Asking for masking tape. Get me some duct tape.
There's an emergency. Oh, there's been a murder.
Is there a Geppetto in the house?
Like, no.
I'm not wishing it happens. I won't wish that, but if it does, there is a spot there to be told. And
there is. I have ideas if it does happen. If I'm not saying I want it to happen because I don't. I think I'm very emotionally attached to the bear right now. So I have ideas if it ever did come to that, but I don't want it to. Like, no.
No. But can you imagine like the Jeebus highlight reel as well? The little pop-up bear head would fall off.
Oh no. I love them little bears on the highlight reel. They're brilliant. Like Jeebus does amazing reels. So thank you and all credit to him for making that and like being there for footage when no one else is. Not no one else, but you know what I mean.
He's not just Jeebus by himself.
It's all right. I'm gonna go down here, insult everyone, do it, and I'm not. I don't mean that. But no, and he puts the time in, with the little pop-up bears and the little things, and they crack me up. But no, if Dee Dee died, no, I can't imagine if Dee Dee died. We'd have to have a whole like reel dedicated to the life of Dee Dee. Like, well,
little clips put together with like a little sad song, some black and white video footage, like rain effects falling down.
yeah, I'll be sobbing in the background.
All by myself.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've just been rocking in the corner.
Oh, like I said, I honestly, across my heart, hope it doesn't happen. I'm not wishing for this. But yeah, back to Jeebus. We love you, Jeebus. I'm a Jeebus guy. You know, yeah.
Yes.
What Alfie says, the reels are awesome. I look forward to watching them all the time, and hopefully we never get, you know, a memorandum of
Yes.
reel for poor Dee Dee.
No, never.
I can't even. I'll just take a minute to.
I know. I have to do that when I get chance of kill the bear. Like, why do we want to kill the bear? What has the bear ever done? Nothing.
We're talking of bloodlust and desire. Kumite, obviously, you know you've been there, and that is
Yes.
that is a promotion that I think is very much on the rise. I know a lot of guys that have worked there, and I think it's awesome. Radu's trying to get me to speak to more and more people from there, or you know, speak to the actual promotion itself, kind of thing, which I'd love to do sometime. Yeah, how do you find Kumite?
Oh, I love Kumite. Like, I love working there. I think it's an awesome place. I really wanted Kumite was like when it came out, when it started. I went down to a couple of the shows and watched, and obviously I knew a few of the guys on there. So then when like they asked me to initially be on it, I was like, yes, like that was a bucket list kind of thing for me as well. So I do like I love the deathmatchy, I love the hardcore type of thing, but I like creative. So we'll always love to be creative when it comes to these sorts of things. So the fact that this year, like, you know, up to now I've been on every single one. It's amazing. Like, I have so much fun. The shows are like the crowd like get into the matches so good. They feed off it as well. They're the ones that kill the bear too.
That's the way it might be, to be fair.
Yeah.
I went out on a limb and I thought I could imagine. Yeah, but I'll bring up Kumite round about now because I've got a feeling it's connected.
Something to do with that, yes, but we're not. We're saving it always. But yeah, they like. Do you know they've done so well as well in the short amount of time that they've been around? Because I know quite a few people as well that would love to be on Kumite and like come to the shows to support us guys as well. And it's just it's a brilliant atmosphere. And we love all the spots. Like, it's hilarious some of the spots that they do. So it's a fun day for me because I get to go wrestle on it and then just watch everybody else's shit. You should get down to one of the shows at some point. You should get some of them onto the show as well. If you get the actual people on, like, they're brilliant. I have so much love for them.
I would love to. I think it's, like I say, it's just a very cool promotion. You know, I'll try and catch what I can when I can, kind of thing. And I'm 80s action fan guru, movie junkie kind of thing. So as soon as I hear Kumite, I think Bloodsport. You know, that what makes me pop. So I'm like, yes, Kumite. Yes. So that's it. You know, they were instantly cool in my books before I even saw anything. And in fact, when I saw something, I was like, okay. I just feel bad about them being cool now. They are actually cool.
They are, and their venues are brilliant too. Like, they do the Vines normally in summer, the outdoor one. It's never rained while I've done it yet. Fingers crossed. Yeah. And that's a great venue. I love the outdoors and the setting. And then we do the Hairy Dog, which we've done past 2 shows. So that's more inside, but that's brilliant as well. Like, it's always very atmospheric, no matter whether it's indoors or outdoors. So everybody always gets involved. And it's a Sunday afternoon. So like everybody just comes and enjoys themselves. Watches some people, decide to whack each other with glass and put each other through barbed wire tables and squirt needles. It's the needles that get me. I can do a lot of things in death matches, but the needles, to say I've got tattooed, yeah.
Oh,
No.
No, I saw that spot and on a deathmatch thing. I think it was Madhu sent me his top 10 death matches. I was making my way through and watching them. I can't remember the guy's name now; it's going to bug me. But he used to be a referee. He's now like one of the top deathmatch guys in America. And yeah, he hit the spot on somebody, just put the syringe through the cheek and just squirted it. And I was like, no.
That's me gone. No.
I kept watching, but inside, I felt a bit dead inside.
Yeah, you're squeamish, feeling your own cheeks like, oh God, no, I can't be dealing with that. I can deal with needles. I am not anything but no. Yeah, I just can't. I wouldn't be able to do that.
On a different note, this Friday, we've got the whole Black Sheep
Yes.
faction match coming up.
Yes, we do. It should be fun. Who doesn't love a good six man?
Exactly.
That's it. I was like, is it even written in my contract?
But again, it's all about the story. It's all about, you've got this whole thing, it's been building up, and you've got your own little faction.
Yes.
There's not enough factions. It's wrestling for me. I love factions.
Oh yeah, do you know what? Being part of the Black Sheep is great. I love it. We've been doing it for about a year and a half, maybe. I'm estimating, but it's been all a while, and everybody in the faction sort of brings something different to it, which is really good. And the guys are just so lovely. Like they're so good to. Again, it's so good to pick the brains. Like I pick Aiton's brain a lot because like he's just like they're so good and like know about wrestling. So like I credit a lot of like how I've developed and how I am now to who I've been around as well. Like some people I've not necessarily trained under, but I've been around them, took their ideas on board, picked the brains when needed, and sort of like morphed it into what I am. So I have a lot of love for the guys. Big props to them because it's just fun. Like we go out there and we just have fun. Like Bolton is a great place to work for me, because the crowd again, like the crowd get into it. They love the characters. They hate them. They give as good as what we give. And I just think it's a brilliant thing to be part of because you just know you're going to go out there and have fun no matter what happens. Just going to go out there and do something special.
That's it. And like say, if the crowd are totally buying into it, it must just make it that much sort of more fun, easier as well. Because like we were saying beforehand, you don't have to fucking bust a gut to get a reaction. They're that invested in it. You can go out and just do the slightest mannerism, and it just you pop in the crowd. You're getting them like oohing and ahhing. They're on the edge of the seat. Basically, you're in control of their emotions.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I did like a match on Sunday. It was like at a fair. Well, it was I forget what the name is. It's a classic car show, basically. So like we did a wrestling show, and we was on in the second half, as you can be on a show like that, and the first few matches didn't really they're good, don't get me wrong, but they didn't really get much crowd participation. Obviously it's hard as well because they weren't exactly wrestling fans, but then we went out there and I was against Mia Cortez, the goddess of dragons, and it was a triple threat, so Emma Cross as well, but we, because of our characters being so strong, we got them sort of to react to us because we could draw them in with me being the tantrumy, shitty heel bad guy that people just wanted to see get beat, and then you had a goddess of dragons in there who, again, I credit a lot of like character work. Like I learned a lot off Mia, because she'd been doing it for so long, and her character, like she's committed to the character. So yeah, we got the biggest crowd reaction of that show, but only because the characters and the work that we did into the characters, and we didn't even do much. I ran around the ring for half of it.
Audio.
As you do, but still they was into it, and they reacted to the bear, they reacted to the dragon, they loved it, sort of thing. So it just goes to show you, and like Bolton's the same. Like I think the reason as a faction we are over as the heels is because we all have individual little characters that then we bring together, and it just enhances. Like we connect well, we fit well, so we're able to build something on it, and we enjoy working with each other. So we always know we're going to go out there and have fun, because it's always fun to be around them people. And I think that's what's beautiful about wrestling too, because you meet a lot of people that are like-minded, that are like that are all a bit insane, and you just go out there and like create something special.
That's it. We touched on it earlier, kind of thing. You kind of got that special kind of insane kind of thing to do what you do. You go, start training in the first place, put yourself through it on a weekly basis. But I can only, again, from this side of the curtain, I can only imagine that's always kind of like the saving grace. If you go to places where everyone, you might go to a place where one or two faces, or maybe no faces. But even when you're there, everybody's got that one thing in common. It's love of wrestling. You all love it that much that you're doing this, yourselves. So that's always that you've got that one thing in common, that one thing to bond and talk about.
That's it. That's like when I went to Italy. Like I didn't know any. Obviously, I'd communicated with a few of them on like messages, but like I didn't know anybody there. I didn't know any of the wrestlers there, but it wasn't awkward. It was opening and welcoming, and because we had that love of wrestling and we could talk about wrestling, because wrestling is sort of universal, even if different languages, it brought that ease to it. So I think it just helps all around, and it does. Like wherever you go, you've always got something to talk about, you've always got something to relate to each other about. You're here for a reason. And you all want to put on a show. You all want to work together and support each other to sort of like put on a brilliant show. So it's just like brilliant. And like in the middle of matches, and like when you're coming back through the curtain, or when you're going out to your matches, everybody's having fun, staying safe, the fist bump sort of respect. And it's just like lovely to be part of that, because you get such a high after you come back from a match. And especially if you felt like everything sort of connected, what you wanted to convey did. Like you get such a high from that. It's just such a nice feeling, and like everybody's just happy to have been a part of it, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, again, that's what, that makes perfect sense. Like I say, it's just, you've turned up, you've done what you needed to do, you've done what you needed to do well, you've had fun doing it, everybody's happy, and everybody can take satisfaction that they sent people home happy at the end of the night or at the end of the day, whenever the show is. And that's for you guys. So I just think it's awesome. That's why I like talking to wrestlers in general, is just to kind of get their side on it, but also just to big up what you lot do, because I just think you send people home happy, you put on a show, you entertain people, you put your bodies through shit, just to keep us
tables.
It was just like, wow.
I best have sent you fucking home happy. My body has just gone through a fucking table, mate.
Well, I'm walking out the door like that. No. But that's it. As long as I got home happy, that's fine. But how do you find stuff like? Cause obviously, again, I've mentioned Radu. I've obviously spoken to like Lou Nixon and Tim Strange, guys like that. I think it was Radu came up with the quote of 2 cans of Red Stripe and an aspirin. That's all right. How do you deal like the day after? Like sort of say you're putting your body through some sort of damage. Is it just do you just take a day to heal? Do you sort of like? Is it just a case of anything yoga, stretching? You just kind of get an ice bath? Do you throw sit in a bucket of ice water or something? I don't know. What do you do?
God, I want to say this is something magical, but I do a lot of yoga and a lot of stretching because I like that. I do kickboxing as well. So I want to say I sit here. I want to sit here and say that I rest, but I probably don't as much as what I should. But it's kind of just a mentality of like get up and sort of go. Like it's it's like the feeling that you ache and you sore the day after. It's kind of an achievement, especially if you've wrestled a match, because you're like, oh yeah, I did that. And it's like finding fucking random bruises just stretched over, like, oh yeah, that was from when they kicked me. I remember that. Like it's sort of like a high, like I did well. So you kind of just carry on until you can't carry on no more. Sometimes you'll do walk into training like, right, be easy on me because I can't move today. Like I'm dying. I may be physically here, but I'm not. I'm dead. I'm dead. No.
Like doing a warm up, everybody's doing circuits, everybody's doing this, and you're just kind of like doing jumping jacks, just like this is all I can do today. I'm just doing jumping jacks. I'm out.
Like, is this it? Is this what I can? Yeah, that's it. It's like what did I do? I pulled my hamstring not too long ago before a match. It was fine. I went and did the match. It was fine, and I have still been. This was back in February, and to this day, like I am still working on it not being. It's not painful. It's just tight. So like stretches I used to be able to do takes me a bit more. So I was trying to like. So through my injury, I was stretching to see if it would help, but it wasn't anything about rest. So it's kind of just like just kind of go while you can go. Because I mean, I've been out with, I broke my arm, I broke my wrist because I broke my arm because I have 2 plates and 12 screws in my left arm from a power bomb.
Damn.
Yes, I finished the match though. It's that sort of adrenaline high. But like, so if my injury is not a broken wrist, a broken arm, if I can still walk, as long as I keep stretching, and I'll keep going and I'll keep doing until I can't no more. It's not a good mentality to have, but we have it and we're here. So, But I've always said that physical pain doesn't really bother me. It's more mental pain, so I could deal with all the physical pain in the world.
But that is just like, that's the old school. Like, I'm a massive book nerd. I love reading autobiographies. You'll hear stories like, back in the day, people just finishing a match with like, broken arm, broken wrist, things like that. That is such an old school sort of like, that's sort of like totally like, that's historic, and that's kind of like the stuff of legends. That's just like, I call it, but I've heard so many times adrenaline is the best painkiller in the world.
Oh, adrenaline is a hell of a thing. Like, so we've all seen the Sid Vicious leg break. I'm assuming, yeah. And I always saw that and wondered, like, what would ever happen, like, if that happened to me? Because, I think these things, every worst case possible scenario, I fought it. And you don't actually, I want to say, like, my arm wasn't as bad as his leg, but, like, because I broke both bones, it was sort of just hanging. And, adrenaline is fucking a hell of a thing, because I did not, like, I've seen that back, and I do not know how I did it, but I did it, and it was just like, it's so surreal. I didn't even realize in the moment that, as bad as it sounded, like I'd broke my arm until I sat up and it sagged. It was just like, yeah. There's a picture of me after the match, because my tag partner, because it was a tag match, and she's like, it's all right, we'll just get a photo, to commemorate the thingy, and then we'll go. So she hands me the belt. Obviously, I grab it and drop it. So there's a photo of me like this and this. It's like, So remember when I was talking about bucket list things? Probably not the best one, but like I can add that to the list.
I'm just quite interested in somebody passing you a belt and you just try and just be like, why the hell would you pass me the belt? My fucking arm was broken.
They told me about it afterwards. Some people that were sat in the audience, like, we laughed. I'm sorry, but we laughed. I'm like, it's fine. It's just like I had no idea what was happening, but like, yeah, that adrenaline got me through that match, got me to the hospital and everything. I like was sat in A&E like that. And when I broke my wrist, because the plates held my arm bones together, it shattered my wrist instead. But it took me 3 days to go to A&E with that. Because I drove back. It was one of them in denial things. Because I drove back from wrestled in Wolverhampton, and Harley Harris. I drove her to Derby home, and then I drove myself up. And I was just like, I don't know how, like, in denial that, like, this purple thing, but I couldn't feel it. So, like, yeah, it's fine. And it was fat and everything. But yeah, like, adrenaline is, wow, like nothing else.
Just looking at your wrist, like, it's just a sprain. Just a scratch, it's fine. Just a flesh wound, it's fine. Like the bloody Black Knight, like the Black Knight off of Monty Python or something. It's just a scratch. It's just a flesh wound. It's fine.
Fix itself. It'd be right. Yeah. It's one of them in denials.
That is absolutely crazy. Nothing but love and respect. No, that is just absolutely awesome. That is just wrestling 101. That is just one of those stories you can tell and just be like, that's it. You can count yourself as a wrestler now, regardless of anything else. I finished the match with a broken arm. I'm fucking harder than you are. Jobs are good.
I'm tough. I may not have muscles, but I can take a punch. I can take a knock.
Yeah.
When I broke my wrist, this is Bolton. I was supposed to have a kendo stick match. You know, it was supposed to be a tag with Aiton, and I'm like, do you reckon I can still do it with a pot? And he's like, no, you can't. Don't even think that. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah.
No. That's crazy. It's awesome though. I'm not encouraging it, but it is awesome. You mentioned Harley Harris then. I know you've had numerous. If I was going to sort of say anybody was kind of like your counterpoint, the rival, the yin to the yang in the ring. You two have had numerous matches.
We have. Do you know what? We went through a phase where we hadn't wrestled each other at all. And then I started training at House of Pain for a bit. But as soon as I did that, it wasn't even House of Pain that booked us against each other. It was like everywhere else. And I ended up wrestling her so many times in such a short space. And that's happened again. Like, we petered off, had a few months away from each other. And now we're back to facing each other. Like, we wrestled each other 2 weekends in a row. But it's great. Like, I love working with Hayley. Like, Hayley's such a lovely person. And is one of the people that I'll always like recommend. Her and her husband Steve. But like, we can, like, because we know each other's moves now. We can come up with ideas, and like, she's always willing to listen to my creative. We'll say ideas, a bit like brainstorming things. And we find we're on the same page a lot. Like, it's so fun getting to work with her at Kumite. And we just hope, like, because we were up for a laugh, like, you know, we did the punch and the and the high five, and like, it's just little bits like that. So I have a lot of love and respect for Hayley. Like, she was the one that drove with me when I broke my wrist. So but yeah, it's always fun. And I just hope that, like, it's always fun as well, because we've got to always try and, like, right, we did this match last time, and we've got to at what point do we need to start and like mixing each other's moves, and we've just got to keep getting better and better. But it's always more comfortable because we're so used to each other by now. When we're in the ring, it's so comfortable and easy to work. Like, And yeah, it's just so much. I just hope everybody else like enjoys the matches that we put on. We do have a long-standing rivalry, and it like come out of nowhere, and it's just spread. We love it. We love it though.
That's it though. I mean, and obviously, from what I'm hearing, from all the feedback, I kind of, when I'm talking to people and stuff, yeah, everybody seems to love it. And that's the thing though. You guys are, the more you're in the ring together, the more trust you build, the more sort of like you know what each other's going to do. Probably it's, at some point you're just going to be able to be like, like some sort of psychic connection and just be like, right, we don't even need to talk. We're just going to be bosh, bosh, bosh. You're going to know what the other one's thinking, 2 steps before they've done it, and vice versa.
That's it. And because of that as well, like we can make each other look good. And we actually had in our very first Kumite match, we did a spot with the jaw sign, and that went viral on TikTok. So we had that, and since then we've built this story over a jaw sign. So we make sure we use that every time. But yeah, it's like I just find like because she brings ideas and I bring ideas, like I just like love conversing and brainstorming different things. So I already, like, I messaged her after the last one, like, I have so many ideas written in my notepad.
for the next one. And that's the thing though, you can, because you feel comfortable. You're not going to second guess yourself. You're going to be so comfortable to have that conversation, because again, you both know you're on the same wavelength. There's nothing you could probably recommend that you're thinking, no, I won't do that. She'll probably think it's stupid. It's like, fuck it. If I've thought it, I'm going to say it. And she'll probably appreciate it regardless.
That's it. She will, and then she'll offer like an addition to that, so an add-on, or she'll offer something out, like something to go on to the end of that, and it'll like might fit in a bit better. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's great. Or like we'll get to some matches like, oh, do you want to do this spot? Like the spot we did in this match, like, oh yeah, I think that will fit, and then we can take this spot, and I think we can like turn that round, like, yeah. So it's like always good because, yeah, you can bounce off, and it's so easy. You just talk to each other in the ring, and it's like round the world. Yep, you know what's coming. Yep.
That's it. It's all about being comfortable. As long as you feel comfortable in the ring, like I said, that's got to be half the battle. So you're comfortable in the ring, you're having fun, you've got that trust. Jobs are good, and there's certain people as well, where the fans will chant, fight forever, and I think that's the situation in this case. I don't think it would never get boring. I always think you'd find a way of making it interesting.
Thank you. No, character again, like she, and do you know what? I'll give credit to like quite a few of like my opponents and who I do end up going against. Like they all love working with the bear. They all love the comedy spots. And they've always got, oh, can we use your bear for this? Or, oh, we could do this. And I'm like, oh, can I do this? And they're like, yeah, great. I'm like, I just love it. Like, it's such a nice thing to have. And to just be able to be like, yeah, that's a great idea. We'll use that. We'll use the bear. We'll do it this way. And everybody has different ideas. It's amazing. But now
just be careful of the head.
Yes, just don't ever cut the head off. Just don't rip it. We have a bow tie at the minute, so that's kind of holding it in there. We stole the bow tie from Mike Angus.
Wow. Right. Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
He's still got it, see? Nice little bow tie.
Nice. I'm going to screenshot that and send it to Mike. I'm going to send that. I'm going to screenshot it. I'll send it to Mike and be like, "This is your bow tie." I know. Yeah.
We mugged him. DD mugged him. Sorry, not me. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Shout out to Mike as well, the awesome human being. I'm sure he won't mind the bow tie. It's gone to a good cause. If it's helping support a neck injury, that's fine.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, more power to Mike for lending us the support in the head fund. It's a very serious matter, and we appreciate that, whether he wanted to give it or not. Like, we appreciate it. Thank you.
We've got Salford. Obviously, you've been announced for them. That's something new. You excited for it?
It is. Oh yeah, I'm so excited for it. Like, especially seeing the guys like they're doing like the roster. Like, how many good people are on that roster? Like, they're brilliant workers. So I'm really looking forward to being part of it. It's always nice, and I I wrestle in scattered places. Like, so I'm just randomly scattered around the country. Yeah, so it's nice to have a few more up more north side. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And like as I say, the guys have been like so good at how they've started promoting it, and ideas they've got, and everything, every little detail that they're putting into it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so excited to be part of that. And yeah, they've got some really good workers on there. So I hope I can like me and Dee Dee bring something to it. But you know, we've always got something up our sleeve. We're fine.
Don't sell yourself short. You will bring many things to the table, and it will just be like the perfect collection of this personality, this personality, this personality. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be, I think I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, and at launch kind of thing. I think they're showing me that they kind of know what they're doing, which is always half the battle when something's starting. It's exciting, it's fresh. We've always kind of got it in the back of your head, like, is it going to be, do they know what they're doing? And yeah, I don't have that concern with Salford. I think, I'm hyped for you to be involved as well.
Yeah, no, I'm so looking forward. I think that. But they've done really well. They look like they've got things in order. Like they've asked me for stuff, and they really just like organized, which is what you want. And like you want to put your name out there, and you want to get people involved in the way that they've been announcing the roster with the little clues, and everybody's been participating to try and guess them, and it's just been like fun. And that's what you need. Like you need that to be talked about, and you need to just put your name out there if that's what you want to do. And I think they've done it the right way, and they've done it the right way as well, getting some really really brilliant names. So I'm really looking forward to being part of that and being part of that roster.
Yeah, and you are one of them. So again, give yourself a pat on the back. You're ticking the boxes. You're doing something right. People are approaching you. Like I said earlier, people are wanting you to go to another country. Yeah, don't sell yourself. Stay humble, but acknowledge the awesomeness as well. Every now and again,
I know.
just pamper, pat yourself. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm awesome.
I try. I always it's all it's
not with a broken arm, though.
No, you can't do that. You just will flail. No, I think it is. You need to celebrate achievements. I need to get better at doing it because I am terrible. Like I'm just like I'm always happy that people want me to be part of stuff. Like I'm just generally happy to be there or be here. And like they reached out to me and they asked me, and then they revealed me second. I was like, oh, thanks, guys. So I was like, and then they did the little graphic for DD, which I thought was really brilliant. I thought that was hilarious. And they appreciated my comedic value that I brought, to my credentials. So
it's a show made of many parts for many people. So yeah, like I said, pat yourself on the back. Acknowledge the awesomeness. Not too much, but stay humble, but stay awesome. There's a very thin line, and you do it. Probably knock up a notch. Bit too humble. Not enough awesomeness at the minute. So.
I thank you, Kylie. I really do appreciate that. It's always lovely.
It is. So obviously we don't talk Salford. Elevation is another promotion as well that I'm always kind of intrigued by. And obviously, you've been through those doors. How did you find Elevation?
Oh, I thought it was brilliant. Like I had a really good time there. Obviously, I faced Haley there again at Harley Harris. But it was a good setup, and as I said, like everybody was lovely. I find like places like that are always nice and welcoming, and I do know like a lot of the guys from Kumite or like the sort of that area. I work at training at House of Pain when I did, and it was nice to be back there for that time because like obviously I finished training and then I started training at PPW, so like there was a few people that I hadn't seen in a while. So it was nice to go back to Elevation and sort of see them and get to watch them wrestle, you know. And it's just a shame, like they've asked me to work there again, and I'd love to work there again. It's just like there's just the dates just don't line up. Yeah.
It happens though, and I'm sure obviously, you know, they're aware of that. You know, they're going to be like, right, okay, fair enough. But when a show comes up down the line, you know, I'm sure they'll be back in contact and be like, right, are you free for this one? Yes, awesome, job's good.
That's it. So I'm always happy to do that. I just didn't get to enjoy wrestling on a whole and wrestling in all the different places that I get to do. So as I say, I do scattered. So Jeebus is always saying to me, "You wrestle in some fucking random ass places." So I'm like, I know, but it's fun. Like there's some brilliant like ones out there. Like Alternative is another one that I wrestle for. And they're brilliant as well. Their crowds are great. And everywhere I go, Elevation, that they all appreciate the bear. They all appreciate like when I come and, you know, getting to come and wrestle there. So I'm just happy to be just happy to be there. Have I said that yet?
Yeah, you can't say it enough. You know, it's never.
I'm the Kurt
never
Angle meme in the Shield. The Kurt Angle, just like happy to be there. Yeah.
But no, it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? If you're happy, it just goes to show you're enjoying it, you're having fun, and you're loving what you're doing. And yeah, shout out to House of Pain as before. Obviously, I mentioned Future Shock, I mentioned Pursuit and Temple. House of Pain as well, another very, very good school. I've had the pleasure of speaking to numerous people from House of Pain, and they're turning out some amazing people. So yeah, that's why I wanted to ask about Elevation, because I just, you know, you get to work with some of those guys as well.
Yeah, and it was fun to work with them again. As I say, some of the guys there are brilliant. And I did miss working them and that. No, it was only a few months, but you know, some of the people that you used to seeing all the time, it's like, oh, it's great to see you again, see how you're doing, and just the different alleyways people are going, because some people are like really, really putting the work in and really taking off now. So it's always happy to see like good people doing well. So I've always got so much time and love for those people. Like they're just doing well, and I have all the support. Like we need to support each other. So
yes, exactly.
Yes, if you're a good person, then I will support you.
Good thing happens to good people. That's how it should be. That's
we love that.
That's what we should want. And I'm going to put it out in the universe. At some point, I would like to see an Alfiee versus ZZ match with BB on a pole.
Why did you have to put DD on a pole? I was like, oh, there's always what? Oh no. Mate, his head would fall off, wouldn't it? That would be the match that ends DD. It'd be DD on a pole. That would be a cool match.
Touch it by the bow tie. Might be right.
No, I don't know. Yeah, in the scramble, as long as DD don't get hurt. If DD got hurt in that match, then I might just have to retire. I mean, I don't think I'd ever be able to cope from that loss.
No, I retract that. Not on a pole. In a mini bear cage.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
A mini bear cage.
A mini bear cage.
At least it would be protected then. That'd be a fun match.
There you go.
You can't ever say that we're not creative there. We'll use that in future and we'll credit you for it then.
Just a mini bear cage. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Just clock the time. I said I'd only keep you for an hour and we've absolutely smashed it. That has blown by. Kind of feel like I got halfway through everything that I wanted to talk about. So, but don't want the episodes to be too long. It's a pain in the arse for me when I'm trying to do stuff to them as well. So, but no, tell us anything else. You know, obviously, you know, I mentioned like, you know, a match against CZ. Is there? I'm not going to ask you to name promotions, but you know, obviously, we've talked about ticking things off boxes. You know, off like lists and things like that. Is there anything, you know, what we're nearly halfway through the year? Is there anything you want to sort of try and get done before the end of the year? Any promotion you haven't worked, or, you know, any belts you want to try and get after, or anybody you just want to punch in the face?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. As I say, I'm one of them people that ticks things off as they come, and like I've had a few that, I'd like to wrestle her, like a Luna Blue, and then I got to wrestle her, and it was really good to work her, and like Lily Winter, because I think she's great, such a good worker, and Charlotte Campbell as well. Like so many, like I've been able to work so many good people, like good workers and genuinely nice people in the past like year, that I'm just happy, just bring whatever they've got, just bring it on. I have a few things lined up and a few promotions booked in this year, so you'll see me random places everywhere.
More random
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
More
But
scattered.
that's it. I am just happy doing genuinely just happy doing what I'm doing and being here. That will be my tagline for my autobiography. Just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here. And as fans, we're happy that you're there. So there you go. So it's reciprocated. As fans, yeah. Like I say, I'm just happy that you're happy doing what you're doing. It seems like you found this last year, you've definitely kind of, found your vibe. You just seem happier doing it, and you just kind of, you're just ticking stuff off. You're just doing some amazing stuff this year. Like I said, we're only halfway through it as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 6 months brings.
Hopefully all good things. Well, I know some good things, which I'm very excited for. So yeah, you have to watch this space.
Yeah, I will
Yes.
keep my eyes peeled. I know you're not on the Twitter, but if anybody wants to keep up with what you're doing, obviously they can find you on Instagram.
Yes, Alfiee 2E's 0_0. I do have Facebook as well, which is Alfiee.
There you go.
But
I'll find you on
you can
Facebook.
mainly find me on Insta.
Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, when this episode gets uploaded, I'm gonna tag you in stuff. And so if you're not following Alfiee already, do so.
Why
if you
not?
see the link on Insta, why are you not doing it anyway? But if for some reason you're not, hit follow. Keep an eye on what's going on. Keep an eye out for these awesome announcements that are going to be coming up. Keep an eye on the bear. Make sure it's still okay. It sees out the year. The bow tie does its job, and it's it's
Kicks its
still
head.
here in 2025. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe. Alfie, thank you for just coming on and talking to me. So I've got really hyped up at the end there. I was just like totally lost, saying everything way too fast, too quick. But no, thank you for coming on. Thank you. Like I said, the time's just flown by, so I'm very aware. So like I didn't even get to ask the generic question that I always ask early doors, but we'll save that if there's a part 2. Hopefully
we can do a part 2. If people want to hear a part 2, we can do a part 2. The pleasure has been all mine, and I thank you for your time too. Like, thanks for having me on.
Not a problem.
Having us on.
Having us, yes. So, us obviously. You'll be in bad books. But yeah, I'll ask a generic question next time then, which is just basically, why did you start wrestling in the first place? It's nothing exciting. It's just a generic one that people like to know sometimes. So, but yes, hit like, hit subscribe, share, comment, do all the generic stuff you always do at the end of a YouTube video. Keep your eyes peeled. I've got some guest announcements coming out. Just announced I've got Vinny Pacifico coming on at the end of June before his European tour. Numerous other people, Momentum, Gung Ho, Motley, Jazzy Greg, Rick Marcus. We've got names coming out, Violet Vendetta. We've got everybody coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, that's it. Alfie, thank you very much. And we'll see you again very soon.
Yes, see you again. Thank you.
Bye-bye.